Hi, I'm Chris and we are JCD. In this week's episode, we visit a new London university for a massive post-construction cleaning project. We uncover some drain secrets at a restaurant, and we're back at the school that you've seen us at recently trying to get this liner out. Can we do it this time? Let's roll the footage.
What is happening, gang? Monday morning. I am just about to get a coffee in the local garage, and then we have a day full of drainage. I've got to go to Strood Sports Centre, which is a contract we seem to be at quite often, to be honest. They've got, we're going back, they're still getting some flies there. I am adamant it is down to their lack of cleaning regime rather than the drains, but there is a cover in the main shower that the client has now said, oh, can you just take that up and check it? Now it's stuck down, so it's going to need replacing, but we'll go and take that up. And then I have got a day of surveying this afternoon for a regular customer of ours. We've done some large surveys for them before, so plenty of drainage on today. I'm going to try and clear it all, because then I am going up to London tomorrow for to look at a job. Someone contacted me on LinkedIn, they'd seen our stuff. It's always nice when that happens, you know, you put the stuff out on social. We do it to raise awareness, but it's also good from a branding perspective, so it's good to get some custom from that. So we've got that going on as well. So I'm going to try and clear all drainage today, so that I can get there tomorrow, because this gentleman actually goes on holiday on Thursday. So yeah, need to get there early part of the week, and then obviously we're wrapping up towards Christmas now. So yeah, try and get there and have a look round. So I'll take you guys on that. So yeah, busy day today. Let's get a coffee and then we'll get over to Strood Sports Centre. We have just arrived at our first job. I say this is a busy sports centre. We've been here before. They've got a shower that I'm standing in now. It's a gents shower. And what they have, when they come in the morning, I don't know if you guys can see that, they have flies on the wall. Now, I've actually, obviously, there's a bit of a crossover here between Greywater and JCD. I spoke to the guys that do our pest control, and they believe it's down to urine, body fat, and everything else that is in there, and it's more of a cleaning issue rather than drainage. And I agree, because this has been jetted out a couple of times now. There is a manhole here in the inside. Clients asked if we could take it up and check it, but the problem is where it's been in the here for I don't know how many years, and it hasn't been taken up, and there's water in there, it's rusted. So it's going to be a bit of a pig to get up, and then it's going to need a replacement, I reckon. So we're going to have a go, see what we can do. I've cleaned down the area. I think it's a cleaning issue more than drainage, but what do I know? So yeah, we'll try and get this cover up and see what's underneath. Coming up. Coming up. Coming up. Bit of a stubborn one, this one. That cover's not going to come up. It's going to need cutting out. I think the bolts that keep it in, they're obviously rusted, and I can't get them out, so they're going to need to be drilled out. It's obviously been up before, because there's a sealant all the way around it, which is making it even harder to get out, because it looks like it's been grouted in, to be honest. So if they want this cover up, they're going to have to, it's going to have to be taken up with machinery, which is going to need to be done out of hours. So yeah, as I say, I think it's more of a cleaning issue than it is drainage, because as I say, these lines have been jetted out and surveyed on a couple of occasions. So yeah, I'm not willing to damage it around the floor, etc. So I'll run it past the client, and we'll have to get another date put in the diary for this one. So yeah, that wraps up here. I'm going to head back down to HQ, pick up the tanker, and then we're going to go to that surveying job. Let's go.
So we have just arrived at our next victim. This is a long-term customer of ours. We've done lots of bits and pieces for these guys. They've asked us to come down and chuck a camera down one of the manholes because they're unsure if there's a buried chamber somewhere. They believe the drain should run a certain way. They've had this jetted out a couple of weeks ago, and this particular chamber is missing off the drainage map. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a camera down there, see the lie of the land, it's over in that far corner over there, and tell them if there is a chamber there, and then we're also going to survey another couple of lines that they need us to do. So we're going to get the camera out and get going. So we finished that job. They had another company, they did ask us to come and jet all this out and vacuum tanker it out, but I couldn't get here within the time frame that they wanted, so they actually got they actually got another company to come down and do it, and they've done most of the site, which is good. And then there's a section which is behind me that the company said that there's something obstructing. They didn't have a camera, they're actually a tankering company, not a drainage company. So done that. And the reason they can't get anywhere is because it's not connected, it's blocked, it's capped off. So they're going to have to dig it up and connect it all. Again, this company has taken over from another company that has gone bust, I believe. So I've got some photos, had them, chuck them on the screen here. And what we'll do, we'll get a recommendation over and they'll have to dig it up and connect them. That's the only thing they can do, and then we'll clear it out because there's still loads of rubble and debris in all the lines. So yeah, so that's this one, a bit quicker than I thought, which is not a bad thing. So yeah, what I'm going to do, head back down to HQ now. I just want to pop over to Minster just to quickly do another small domestic job, and then that will wrap up the drainage for the day. So we'll jump back in the van and head over to Minster. We've just been and finished this job now. One I had to come back to, I didn't have the right camera with me, but domestic customer called us. They've got a rainwater gully which is here and here, but what it does is you can see all that green algae. That's because the water is not going away anywhere. Now we thought it might be on a soakaway. We've had this manhole up in the front here. But what I've had to do is get a smaller camera, a trap jumper around there. It's not connected to anything, and it's the ground where we are over on the Isle of Sheppey. It's got very heavy clay ground, and it's just not dissipating anywhere. It's not going anywhere. So customer's going to have to take the drive up. It's only just there. I mean, to be honest with you, with the measurements we've done, it's not that far from the manhole. Just someone's been lazy and hasn't connected it. So the guy's going to speak to his property solicitor because he only bought this property about a year ago, and he believes that the previous occupiers or owners must have known about it, which they probably did, to be honest. You can't miss that amount of water, so it just needs connecting. So 5-minute job, didn't charge a guy, an older guy. So yeah, so I'm just going to head back to HQ now, just check any posts and any other bits and pieces, and yeah, so we'll catch up at HQ. Just got back down to JCD HQ. There is no mail, which is good because usually it's a bill. Got down here, put some stuff in here that I needed to do, check the mail, there is none. So yeah, not much on for the rest of the day, to be honest. So I'm going to head back home, catch up with some emails and some general admin. Tomorrow I am in the city in the morning and try and get in there early. I'm going to Stratford to look at a post-construction clean project which actually come from LinkedIn. Always super rewarding when we actually get leads from our social channels. It doesn't actually happen that often, if I'm honest, not yet, but when they do come in, it's ultra nice. So I'm going to go see a guy tomorrow about some post-construction cleaning. He said he's seen us on LinkedIn, which say is fantastic. So I'm going to go and do that, and then I've got a survey to do in London after that, so I'll tie the two together. I managed to get a job that I've just been, not the one I've been at, the survey one where the drains are capped. I was meant to be doing that tomorrow, so I sort of helped clear tomorrow a little bit, which is ultra helpful. That probably wraps up today. Not much on the rest of the day. Go home, catch up on some emails, and then tomorrow we'll look at that job. The rest of the week's relatively open at the moment, which is nice. I need to catch up on some JCD stuff. I've been so stacked with drainage that I've sort of been neglecting that side of things. Obviously I've been keeping up with quotes and all that good stuff, but I just need to sit down and give some focus to some JCD bits and pieces that we're going to be looking to do next year. I want to sit down with Adam this week as well and look at what our content looks like next year. Try and really step that up a gear. I think that's reliant on me being more available and doing more networking bits and pieces, so we can get in with other people, film some of them events that we go to. So that's going to be on me. And one of my goals next year is actually to do a lot more networking. I am an introvert. You wouldn't think it, putting all of our busy stuff on camera, but I am actually quite introvert when it's outside of working hours. I just, so getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to a breakfast meeting is not generally my bag, but I think it's something we're going to need to do a lot more of. So sacrifices need to be made, but I've also got some other content ideas that I've discussed with Adam, one of which I've been on my mind for a long time. I feel there's a real gap in the market in another section that we don't do at the moment, but all will be revealed within time. So that's going to wrap up Monday. Admin for the rest of the afternoon. I will see you guys tomorrow where we're going to go to Stratford to have a look at this builder's clean. Yes. What's today? Tuesday. We're up in Stratford. It's always a pain in the backside to get up here, to be honest. I try and avoid coming up to the city whenever I can. Because it just takes so long. I mean, to be honest with you, I should have jumped on a train for this one, but anyway, we live and learn. I'm up here this morning. I've got a job to look at. Guy contacted me, seen some of our stuff on LinkedIn, as I mentioned yesterday, which is always nice. Get a bit of an ROI on some of the stuff we put out. They've got a project that they're doing. I believe it's a university or an arts college or something along those lines, where they need a post-construction clean. So I've just parked the car up. Just trying to find the place now, and then we'll go around and have a look and see what this one's about. So we've just finished at the project. Didn't film while I was there. It was quite a big, busy site, to be honest, so probably wasn't appropriate. Yeah, nice sized project. There's about 16 floors. It's going to be a university, which is quite interesting. Seems to be lots of work going on up here. I haven't been up Stratford in a while. Just walking through Westfield, the outside bit, and there seems to be load of building activity. There always is in the city, I guess. So yeah, an interesting sized project. 16 floors. A lot of glass and floors. There's not much hardware in there that we need to worry about, so it's just a case of lots of floor volume, lots of glass, couple of little technical bits, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, well within our wheelhouse. It's just a big size project, so we'll get some pricing over to John. He's going to send me some plans over, and we'll get him back a price. Yeah, it'd be a nice one to have, to be honest. Not too far from us really, Stratford. It's the right side of the river, so yeah, fingers crossed for that one. It's not going to be too early part of next year, so plenty of time. Usually it's a last minute thing, and it's like, oh yeah, well, I need this project that's going to need 10-15 people on it to start tomorrow, which is just never feasible, and that's why these projects go wrong, to be honest. So it's good they're getting a head start on it. Let's just hope they keep up with their programming and it's not a mad rush as some of these projects are. So yeah, useful morning. It's 10 o'clock now. I've actually got a call at 10:30, which I'll probably take in the car on the way back, and then I've got to head back. I've got to jump in a drainage van, and I've got a few bits and pieces to go and do for that. So again, another morning where we're MD 1 minute, Chief Drainage Engineer the next, but we'll have it any other way. So let's get back in the car, head down to Kent. So we've just arrived at our first drainage job of the day. I've only got 2 on today. I've been to this one before. They've got a gurgling in some of the sinks, but I haven't managed to get in all the flats. This is residence for of the older generation, and they take their afternoon naps. So I've been told I can't go in there, but we're here now. We're going to go in, take apart a couple of the sinks and see if we can locate where this gurgling has come from. Usually it means there's an obstruction in the line, and I think it's probably due to fat, oil and grease because it's in a kitchen sink. So I'll take my new smaller camera, take that in there, take me wet vac in there and see if we can get this one sorted at last, because I've been here twice already. So yeah, let's get our stuff out, get going. We made it. Just right by Hever Castle, this job. Nice pub, to be honest. I have been to a blockage here before, just checked where it was last time, and the blockage is not there. I just spoke to the owner, and it is actually in the grounds, which is just behind the camera. So, gonna get some tools out, gonna lift the cover and have a look and see what we can find. It was a bit of a pain in the arse last time. When you first come to new jobs, especially commercial ones, you've got to get the lie of the land and work out what way everything runs and things like that. But once you've sort of been there once, you know, especially in a commercial environment, you get to know the lie of the land. So I know where everything runs. So I'm hoping that it should be a relatively quick fix. Famous last words, but hopefully it is. So the cover's just here. So let's lift it up, see what we can find. Yeah. I'm not going to give any prizes to if anyone can guess what this is below. I'm not going to say what it is. Put it down in the comments below and let me know what you think this is, considering we're at a pub. So bear with me. Anyone can guess what that is. I know what it is. They know what it is. But do you know what it is? Put it in the comments below. I'm going to get a rod out, see what we can do. She's grim. Bingo. Bingo. All done with that one. Say, put your comments down below what you think it is. Let's see who the drainage experts are these days and who's been paying attention. Thought that was it, but I've had another call out now. I've got to go down to a long-term client of ours, Folkestone, where they are backing up with block toilets. So can't not go down there. Can't be kicked into tomorrow because it's a public-facing area. So might be a bit of a late one today. Show you this one. Just got to tidy up, but now you can see. Check the other line, it's all clear. So this one is all finished. So pack up and head all the way back down to Folkestone. Could be a long day. So good news is I didn't have to go down to Folkestone in the end. I have a site manager. This is actually one of our cleaning contracts. There's a bit of a crossover between the two. So I've got a site manager on site, and he said, "Oh look, I don't mind taking the cover up and having trying to rod it. We've got a set of rods on site because this particular site blocks up quite often because it's really heavily used by the public." So he lifted the cover up with one of our cleaning operatives, and they managed to clear it, which is nice. So it saved me another hour journey down to where it was, hour to resolve it, because it probably didn't take long, and then an hour back. So thank you to Roger on site, because you saved me a long journey, another 3 hours on the day, so much appreciated for that one. So that's going to wrap up Tuesday. Tomorrow we are back at the school you see us at last week, where we're doing some robotic cutting. We've got a different machine coming down there to try and get that calibration hose out, and then let's move around. I have also got another job to go to in London. Adam is joining me tomorrow because it'd be nice to get some continuity on that job and hopefully get it finished tomorrow, because I was hoping we'd have it all done in one day, but it just didn't plan out like that. So yeah, so ends a busy day. Enjoy your evening. I will see you guys in the morning. As always, don't be late. Mic test, not on. How'd you turn it on? Is it on? Hello? Hello? Wednesday, we are back in Godstone. We're back at the school we were at with Blue House Drainage last week. We have come because we unsuccessfully was cutting that calibration hose out. So we're back here with the Picotti cutter today rather than the robotic one, and we are going to try and get that calibration hose out. We've got a couple of patches to put in, which the boys are doing now, because we got here a little bit late because I had some other stuff on this morning. I had to go to a contract, so it's about 10 o'clock-ish now. Adam sent me the wrong way because he was chatting to me. Oh no, it's nearly 11, Christ. So yeah, Ben and Stephen have started that already. So we're gonna put these patches in. We're gonna try and cut out this calibration hose and hopefully get this job wrapped up today. And then dependent on time, I have got another job that I need to go to. So we'll see how things plan out. So let's get this mano emptied and see if we can get this calibration hose out at last. So we've just finished putting a couple of patches in at the other end, so that is now all the repairs. So we're now going to have a go at this calibration hose again. What we're going to do, use this robotic cutter, and what it effectively does, this gives a lot more downward pressure. So it's going to close, and hopefully it's going to grab that calibration hose and we can pull it out finally, because I'm freezing, my hands are frozen, and I've had enough of this job today. So fingers crossed, second time of asking, we're going to get it out, because I don't want to have to fill up my new wet pickup with any more paint that the builders keep flushing down while we're trying to work on the drains. But fingers crossed, this is the tool that is going to get that hose out. So we're just getting set up and then we'll see what we can do. Fingers crossed.
Sweet.
Love it. Fucking water down there again.
Yeah, see, you're on it. Come off.
Brilliant. Gets to a bit where it comes tight though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That's when it comes off. It's going gently.
Keep spinning it as well, yeah.
Fucking hell. Way like after this. What we can do. It's got a good fucking grip on a lot of that. If I don't pull back, it's game over, mate.
just get to that bright point, isn't it?
Well, you've got that on it, yeah, you've fucking got that on it.
Come off.
Just pull yourself back as well.
It's just under tension at the back,
Yeah.
isn't it? Right, need to get an accurate measurement of it, don't we, where it is.
Yeah.
So we have finished up, we've packed away. Unfortunately, the tools that we had today hasn't cut it. We can get hold of the calibration hose, pull it out, but it seems to be under tension at the furthest away end. And I'm wondering if that's caught on something or stuck, because we've got an elevation change from where we are down to the main. So I'm wondering if there's a bit of a backdrop there. And the tools that we've had, Ben and the team, they've got all the robotic tools that they need to do the job, but it's just not cutting it. We're going to need something more heavy duty, which is not ideal, because now I've got to go back to the customer and tell them that we need a different approach, and it's probably going to cost them more money. Now, it's not a problem here, because the people that priced up the job before us had gone well over above what it needed. So the client's saving money, and I was hoping to save him more money on the price that we gave him, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. But it's still going to be cheaper than having to dig up all this playground, excavate it all, replace the pipework. So we'll have to go away, give it some thought with some plans. We might have to do some hydro cutting, which is a real specialist area. But you're not going to win every job. Some days it's going to need more than others, and it's just one of those things. The client's understanding, which is the main point. So yeah, it's a little bit later in the day than I'd planned. I was going to try and get into the city for 2 other jobs, but I'm not going to be able to do that today. So I'm going to use this afternoon to get some admin done, and then I will go into the city early tomorrow. I've got a survey to carry out, which shouldn't take too long, and I've got a repair on a toilet that needed doing for a letting agent. So I say I'll call both of them and we'll push that into tomorrow. So that's going to wrap up Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Wednesday. That's going to wrap up Wednesday, admin for the rest of the afternoon, and I'll take you guys back out with me into the city tomorrow morning. Oh, my feet. Yes, we made it. It's Thursday. I am miles up in the sky across the London skyline. I am back at a property 24 floors up. I am doing a survey of some rainwater pipes for a project. They've just finished doing the roof here and they just want to check that everything's okay. So I'm up. It is -3 when I left this morning, but the sun is out now, which is nice because, as I say, I am miles up in the sky and it was freezing up here last time I was here. So I've got some rainwater pipes, 4 of them. I've got a smaller camera with me this time. I had my camera last time, but it was a little bit difficult to navigate. So I've had to come back with a smaller camera, which I have with me today, so we'll get this done. So I've got to lower the camera down, get the survey done. It shouldn't take me long, hour maximum, and then I've got to get back down to Folkestone, to one of our regular contracts where it needs some checking. So let's get cracking. Joe, it's Chris, I'm done mate, come up and get me when you're ready. That was our work, that one. There's 4 rainwater gullies which actually go into the stack we had to survey, but the access is so tight I had to use the small camera, and then when you're pulling it back up 50 metres it's heavy, and then plus you've got to have your hand in there because you can't have the camera coil rubbing on the edge as it comes out, otherwise it shreds it. So a bit of pain in the backside. One of them was really difficult to get into, but I managed to get all 4 done. 3 of them are okay, they're just full of scour, which is to be expected with a building sort of this old, to be honest. It's got to be 100+ years old, so you know it's never been descaled, and to be fair, I'm 24 floors up, don't know how many metres that equates to, but to descale this would be a nightmare job. Because you think about it, if you put the machine in there, it's getting all the deposits off and then it's dropping down, so it would need to be collected at the bottom. So I'll put it to the customer. I'm not sure what their remit is on this particular job. One of them is blocked, number 3, which is behind me here. So I'll have to make a recommendation to the client. We'll have to put a flex shaft for it or something like that, especially at this height. And it's all boxed in internally. So yeah, a bit of a difficult job this one. So I'll have a chat with the customer. Got it all done though eventually. It was a bit of a pain. Now I've got to head back down and then we'll jump in the van and get all the way back down to Folkestone. Let's go. Went down to contract in Folkestone. It was a bit of an emergency, to be honest. It's been backing up for most of the day. Obviously I was in London this morning, so I couldn't get there as quickly as I would liked. We got there in the end. Managed to find a blockage, soft blockage, normal stuff at this particular site, tissue, toilet roll. I didn't film while I was in there because I just needed to get stuck in, get it done, and the DJI was in the car. So I've done that, had a catch up with Don after, and then yeah, so I've just got over to come and pick my daughter up from school. That is it for today. Tomorrow I have a contract meeting in the morning at one of our key accounts. And then I am going to spend a little bit of time there, just make sure everything's going as it should. And then I am going to meet a associate at the office, just to have a catch up. He's recently left a job that he was in for another cleaning company. He's doing some estate management bits and pieces now. I'm just going to have a catch up with him and just yeah, see how he's getting on. It's always nice to network, say something we're going to do a little bit more of next year. So that wraps up Thursday, guys. Spent most of the time driving in traffic, but that's the joys of going up to the city, right? So tomorrow, busy day, no drainage, hopefully nothing comes in, because I need a day in the office catching up. So wraps up Thursday. Enjoy your evenings, and as always I will see you bright and early in the morning.
Good morning gang, we made it to Friday. Not much going on today. I'm trying to have a catch up with everything. I am down at one of our key accounts. I've got a site meeting here at 9:30 and I'm just going to have a catch up with the management team on site, see how things are going, and then I've got a meeting with a colleague later on at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to jump in the office from here to there and just have a catch up on some emails. Obviously it's been so busy with Greywater that I haven't really had much time to sit down and catch up or have a good run at emails and just catching up with general paperwork. So that's on the agenda today. So yeah, just got here, I'm going to pop in for my meeting and I'll let you guys know how it goes. finished over at my key account. Everything went okay. Had a catch up with the site team. Everything seems to be going well there, which is good. And also managed to have a catch up with some of my clients there, because this particular job, there are lots of stakeholders. So there's lots of people, lots of different managers for different sections of the business in there. So yeah, managed to catch up with all them. They were all okay, which is good. They were happy with what's going on. The manager's still relatively new there, but he seems to be getting on well. I'm going to have a catch up with some of the staff there next week. I'm going to do individual meetings, although they know who I am. I haven't met all of them personally. It's quite a young crowd there, to be honest. It's quite a technical industrial job. So you tend to find, guys of the older generation that come in, they find it a little bit hard work because it's quite intricate. So the demographic of the staff there is pretty young. And that can present some challenges because, young people are quite opinionated and rightly so. We encourage them to get ideas, but there's boundaries between, giving ideas and just, having something to say or always got an answer for everything. So I'm going to have a catch up with them, just say, look, remember, we're a team at the end of the day. We're all pulling in the same direction. So yeah. I've just got down to HQ, just checking up if we've got any posts, because I haven't been here this week because obviously I've been busy with the drainage, which is fine. I'm just going to head over now and see a friend of mine who's just bought a unit around the road from where we are now. So I'm just going to pop in there and say hello to him and see his new unit. And then this afternoon, as I say, I've got a meeting with a colleague about some tender documents and things like that. So let's head over, see my friend, and then say 1 o'clock this afternoon we have our meeting, and then that will wrap up Friday and this week. I've just arrived down in Maidstone, local hotel here. They've got a coffee bar and things like that. So I've come to meet a business associate of ours who's going to just have a discussion, catch up with how his new job's going, and also to discuss, he's quite a good bid writer. So I just want to speak to him about maybe doing some helping us along with some of the bits and pieces of documents that we've got. So just about to head inside, grab a coffee, and I'll come and let you know how it goes once we've finished. And just like that, we have finished. I met with Richard, a colleague of mine, worked for another cleaning company. He's moved on to a new job, and it was nice to have a catch up with him. We chatted for around an hour and a half, and yeah, it was useful. It's always nice to speak to people in the industry. Yeah, just keep a pulse on what's going on. So I enjoyed that. So yeah, next week we have I've got a bit of a flexible week for a change. Hopefully it stays that way. I've got a couple of drainage repairs to do, but nothing too crazy next week. Things will start quietening down as we get towards Christmas now, which is good. It's nice to sit back, take a bit of stock of what's going on, and plan for next year. So yeah, looking forward to that. I'll have a catch up with Adam at some point next week as well, no doubt, because we've got a couple of bits that we are planning, which I can't reveal too much about yet, but I will do in due course. So that wraps up Friday and this week's episode. As always, hit that like and subscribe button for us and the cleaning industry and JCD, and to keep seeing my face, and I will catch you guys in next week's episode.